Good morning. It's me, Kristen. How are you? It's Saturday, and I'm just going to get started. I know nobody's on this call at the moment, and maybe some of you might jump in, but I'm going to record it, and I'm going to do my very best to get it done within 45 minutes. So I've got my phone here with my clock on it because I can ramble, but I don't want to do that. I want to respect your time and time that you might be watching this later. So I am playing around with the Zoom. This is my first time actually doing a Zoom, and it is quite user-friendly, but here we go. I think I've already shared that with that. Share screen. Share screen. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. So today, I'm going to talk to you about inviting. So the first vital behavior as a Beachbody coach is to invite. I'm not even sure where to look. Should I look straight at the camera? Anyway, forgive me if I look off to my notes and I'm not maybe looking at you, but here we go. Inviting. Okay, Team Golden. I'm so excited to be here. I love this. Anywho, I just thought I would kind of quickly introduce who everybody is in this group. I know some of you know each other and others don't. So Regan, this is Regan, and Regan and I met at Murphy Creek. She was a fifth grade teacher there, and I'm happy to have her. This is Jessica Cuthbertson. Jessica and I met as teacher coaches in Aurora when I came back, what was it, 2011, we met as coaches. And same with Kim. This is Kim. We met as teacher coaches also. And finally, Ellen, same thing. We were teacher coaches in Aurora. And then this is Jen. And Jen and I have been friends forever, it seems like. So Amber mentioned me in a comment. Jen and I went to college together. We were sorority sisters, or are sorority sisters, and we were college roommates. And really, I owe becoming a Beachbody coach to Jen. She's the one who introduced me to Kelly, my upline, and the rest is history. So, dear friend Jen. And let's see. How come I don't know how to go to the next slide? Kristen. Okay, so welcome to our newest coaches. This is Dawn. Dawn and I went to high school together, and same with Jessica. So welcome Dawn, welcome Jessica. And this is dear Amber. Amber and I met when Amber was in college, and she came into Starbucks when I was the manager, and I hired her, and it's been awesome to get back in touch and be in touch with her and everybody. So welcome to everybody. So excited you're here. So my story is a new coach. So going back to, or starting with the topic of inviting. As a new coach, I was terrified of inviting people because I didn't feel confident, really in myself and what I was doing. I didn't know enough about our products at the time. Of course, I didn't want to come across as salesy, and really I didn't know what to say. And of course, it was a new thing for me. I wasn't in fitness, and so I thought, gosh, if people are going to really judge me because what's this new thing that I'm doing, and would they find me credible too? So it was kind of intimidating at first, and but I must say you get past that with practice and with more experience. Inviting becomes actually really kind of fun because it's just connecting with new people. And I just want to show this picture real quick. This is me. I know it's small, but and there's Jen. And this was the weekend that started my Beachbody coaching journey. This is the weekend that we went to Napa. We were kind of a college girls reunion trip, and I brought Shakeology with me, and I was sharing about it, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, you should become this coach thing. So that picture is kind of special because that was where my Beachbody journey started. So let's talk about the 3 vital behaviors. There's the invite. So if you think about the very first invite, it's basically the idea of you are inviting to become friends. You are connecting and reconnecting with people who maybe you haven't been in touch with in a long time. So coaches who are, I'm just going to look at these bullet points here. Coaches who are building successful businesses are meeting new people all the time. So whether that's in social media or in person. So ways to meet people in social media, groups of other interests, friends of friends. I know that I have gotten back in touch with a lot of people through becoming a friend with somebody who from high school maybe, or from college, and then seeing who their friends are, and I've found a lot of mutual friends that way. So also in person, being the one to introduce yourself first, to come, to go up to somebody you might know, or to go to a social event where you might not know many people, and having the courage to introduce yourself and to strike up a conversation. So coaching is about meeting people. It's relationship business. So, and again, I put this down here. This is where personal development is huge. Having really dove into, is that right word? Having done personal development has really built my self-confidence, and I feel a lot more comfortable striking up conversations with people. So like, for example, just this week, as I'm taking Alessandra to school and picking her up, all the parents are kind of mingling around and nobody's talking to each other, and a lot of people are looking at their phones. And I just walked up to a lady who wasn't on her phone, and she was standing there, and I just kind of started to talk with her. She had her younger daughter, and I introduced myself. So I made, a new friend. Now, that doesn't mean we might not ever connect on Facebook, or might not ever connect deeper than that, but next time I see her, I will for sure go up and talk to her again. So just put yourself out there to meet people. That's the first invite. So building relationships with the people that you're meeting, whether you're meeting them in person or through social media, is building trust, of course. The heart of inviting people to join you in a challenge group starts with building the relationship. So before you can expect anyone to join you in a challenge group, or to eventually purchase something from you, they have to trust you. And so that just comes from you being genuine and sharing your heart, and your desire for truly wanting to help them, and not, of course, just wanting to sell something. And I think that comes across. I hope that comes across for me, that is not what we're here for. And I hope that none of you, because all of you have been in my challenge groups and have kind of come into coaching that way, I hope that you've never felt that I've been pushy or tried to sell something to you. So stay humble, stay connected to people, and start conversations that have nothing to do with Beachbody. That's, this be interested in people. It's like, be more interested than you are interesting. And so ask lots of questions when you start to connect with somebody. And again, nothing about Beachbody, because you just want to get to know who they are, because that's what will build the trust. So the second invite. So again, the first invite is really inviting people to your network and getting to know more people. The second invite has to do with inviting people to your challenge group, which is the bulk of what the rest of this Zoom call is going to be about. So there are many ways to invite to a challenge group. Personal invites is what I find to be the most successful, because that means I've built a relationship with them, reconnected or connected with them, and then I send them a personal message to their email or to Messenger. I primarily use Messenger, but some people that aren't on it, I use their email. And then finally, this is just a note, the third invite is inviting people to the coaching opportunity, and we'll talk about that another time. But so note here, personal invites. I don't get a lot of traction from blasting events on email or on Facebook, or boosting posts through my like page. I get a little bit of traction, but the most traction I get is through personal invites. So setting your mind for success, again, back to that personal development. I do truly believe that is like the most vital behavior. Do you truly believe in what you're offering? Again, are you walking the talk? That goes back to are you proof the products work? So if you fully believe in what you're offering and are passionate about it, you're not going to feel like you're selling something. You're just offering something. You're offering something to someone, and you're looking for others who are ready to join you. So if you're passionate about Beachbody and our products, then that will kind of ooze into your invites and your conversations. So be confident about it. And if you're not confident yet because you're still new, and most of us are new coaches, this is a new thing. So this will get better with time, because as the more you're involved with Beachbody, and maybe the more programs you do or the more experiences you have, then you will become more confident with that. And again, if you're thinking about how not to be salesy, then chances are you're going to come across as salesy. And I'll touch base on this too. I think the inviting or talking to people really has to do with, have you built enough a relationship with that person before you invite them? Because if you have, then it won't come across as salesy. So the 5-step invitation process, and I posted a little bit about this in Team Golden and the Coach Basic group that I'm doing. But if you're not sure how to get to this, you go into your Coach Online Office. So I'm going to show you real quick. Here's my online office. So you go into Coach, right? Coach Online Office. Okay. Go into News and Training. And if you haven't looked at this yet, this is a great place to get started. Of course, the getting started, but the 5-step invitation process is under Coach. Learn more, talks about, these are links to national, to information that you should be aware of. If you go to Review Coach Training, and it comes up with the skill, connect with people, inviting. Here we are, the 5-step invitation process. I'm going to pull up the PDF. This is a great document to always kind of refer back to. It took me a long time to really figure out how to invite, and it seems kind of simple, but it's actually a skill I really think you need to practice. So the step 1 is that you're just reaching out to them and asking if they're interested. We don't want to overwhelm people with like, I've been doing PIO and I love PIO, as much as I want to do that, right? Like, it's awesome and you're going to love it and you need to join me with this. Like, no, it's just that I'm going to show you some examples, but here's the document from Beachbody. That is a really great document to refer to. So it goes through all of the different steps. Step 1, then bridging from step 1 to step 2. And this will become really natural the more you do it. So don't worry that you're feeling a little overwhelmed by that at the moment. Again, take time to play around with step 1 to make it sound like you. Here we go. Is that what I was doing before? Yeah. When you find yourself using the same lines or phrases over and over, then that's kind of your niche. That's the way you like to invite people. So again, with just practice, you're going to refine your skills in inviting, and you'll find out what works well too. Again, this is so key. You're not trying to convince anyone to do this. You're just simply presenting the opportunity. Like, hey, I'm starting this accountability group on this date, and I just want to know if you want to know more information. This is when I was a new coach and I first started inviting people, I was so sure that people would see how amazing our products are, that they would just join and buy as long as I just kept talking to them about it. So I kept like inviting a few people, and I get into conversations, and I kept thinking, well, those people are for sure going to buy because they're going to really see how valuable this is. But that's really not how it works. People are ready when they're ready. And especially with fitness, it's a mindset too. Like, if they're not ready to jump into changing habits and starting new routines, then they're not going to go for it no matter how much you praise and talk about our products. So that was a big kind of slap in the face for me, because I kept thinking, gosh, I'm talking to these 5 people and they're for sure going to see how amazing Shakeology is. Well, not so much. It just takes kind of a lot more than that. And I'll show you some more about that. So invitation, here's an example. Hi friend, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Reed loved the cake, super cute and yummy. So this is an example I pulled from another coach on Team Inspire. But I like it because, 1, you ask the person questions. So good. Whenever you're reaching out to invite somebody, it's just a natural thing to ask them questions. How are you doing? I always like to start with, how are you? And refer to maybe something that we spoke about in a previous conversation. Just to kind of get it started. So to some, you were on my mind because I thought this might be something that was up your alley. I have a new challenge or accountability group that is starting June 1st and another one starting June 29th. We focus on fitness, exercise, and support, and I wanted to invite you. You don't have to meet up. We do all our interaction through a private Facebook group. Or this is kind of old, you could say, we do the interaction on the My Challenge tracker, which is a great way to hold people accountable too. No pressure, but I'd love to send you more information if you're interested. That's one way to say it. I might say, sometimes when I find if I give them too many options, like this idea of like, I'm doing a challenge group that's starting June 1st and June 29th, I might not say both dates because that kind of tricks people up there. Like, what? Well, you're doing both dates. Are you asking me to one or are you asking me to both? So that's just, as I'm reading that, I would not maybe do that, but the rest is awesome, right? Like it's just giving a little bit of information and it's just saying, would you like some more information? Here's example number 2. Hey, so-and-so, how are you? Again, chat for a minute or so to get the conversation going, or just, refer to something that maybe you saw. If you haven't, well, hopefully you're not inviting if you haven't connected, but if you haven't talked to that person for a while, you might want to look at their Facebook profile and see like what recently have they been doing and ask something about that. Well, just real quick, you've probably seen me sharing some information about Cooking with Quinoa group, whatever, that I'm starting in a few days. It's only 7 days long, but it's going to help those in the group see amazing results. I think it's something that you'd really have a lot of fun doing, and I think you'd be a great addition to the group we've got going. Plus, I'd really love the chance to work more closely with you. Can I send you over some more information so you can see if it would be of interest to you? Hope to hear back from you soon. Again, simple, sweet. Here's what I'm offering. Are you interested? And then number 3. Hey, so-and-so, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Again, say something personal, connect to them. It's not just about you inviting. It's who are they? Hi, get to know them. Okay, just a quick heads up. I'm starting a health and fitness challenge group, Team Beachbody's 21-day fix program on June 23rd, and I wanted to invite you to join me. I'm limiting the number of people in the group so we can be more effective at helping and supporting each other. I'm reaching out to a few people I've had in mind for this group first to make sure they've got a spot if they're interested. Would you like me to send you more information about it? This is great too, but I would also, to critique, again, as I've learned, I'm reaching out to a few people I've had in mind for this group. I would say something, I'm reaching out to you because I am, from the conversations we've had, or I'm interested in supporting you if this sounds like something you're interested in. So always kind of make it personal. I think that helps too. People like that. And I've maybe said this before, I'm looking at my time. I think all of us, now that social media is so crazy and Facebook is overwhelming, that we've all probably been added to groups or been sent a massive invite. I've done it before and it doesn't work. So yes, learn from my mistake. But like when I was added to somebody's group one time, that person had not even reached out to me, not once, in a personal message. And I was then all of a sudden added to this makeup group where she was selling makeup. And it's just me, but I just sort of take offense to that because I think, why are you putting me in this group? This is sucking away like my time. Every time I see a notification about it, I'm distracted, or my time and what I focus my attention on is super, super valuable. And if it's just some random thing that I'm added to that this person didn't even talk to me, I don't think that's not going so well. I remove myself from those groups because I'm like, wow, you didn't even have the courtesy to sort of talk to me to see if I'm interested in that. So that kind of stuff just doesn't work. And I know a lot of other sort of network marketing companies, or what people do, they do that. I've been invited and added to LuLaRoe clothes, which I think that's awesome, but I don't want to be added without having the person talk to me. I'm kind of passionate about that topic. All right, here's Letitia. Just adore Letitia. Letitia and I are high school friends, and we were in band together, and we were super, super close in high school, and then we went off to college and sort of lost touch, and that's maybe very common with all of you too. So I want to show you a real conversation I had through Facebook with Letitia and the invite. So the key points are that I was trying to offer her value. Was not selling her something. I was always asking her questions. I wanted to validate where she was coming from, and I, show you how to keep the conversation real. So let me pull up Letitia. Here we are. Messages. Okay. I'm going to scroll all the way back because our conversation started way back in 2000. I have some notes over here, so I'm going to be looking over here. 2010, actually, 2009. Don't worry, we're not going to go through all these. Trust me. Okay, so again, September 12th, 2009, that was like Felipe was a month old. I was still living in Brazil. We got connected on Facebook. So just, hi, Letitia, nice to find you here. I'd love to hear how you are. Just reaching out to her. Hey, of course, I wasn't even involved in Beachbody at the time. So, she responded back. Easy way to scroll down here. She responded back, January. And then look, we went from January 2010 to May of 2015. So there was that was during my Brazil time and getting Cristiano in the country and all that jazz. So when I'm back here, here's my reach out to her. How are you? I was just thinking about you and thought I'd drop you a note to say hello and see how you've been. I went to see the musical Annie last night and could see the players in the pit, which so reminded me of our band days at Golden. Seems like ages ago. Are you living in Arizona? Do I remember that correctly? So you see, I'm asking her a lot of questions. Does your family still live in Golden? Told her a little bit about Cristiano and I and the kids. And then again, what have you been up to? I'd love to hear from you and to see how you are. She responds back, and she told me a little bit about, her parents. I'm gonna scroll down here. And then she says, I'm currently training for a spring triathlon, so that's keeping me busy. She told me a little bit about her work, neat. So I respond back later. So notice so she sent me that back in May, and I didn't even get back to her till September. So there's a little note about why we track who we're talking to. And in another call, I'll show you my system of how I track who I'm having conversations with so that I don't let, 5 months, 6 months go by. How are you? Are you living in Dallas? So just conversation, like I'm asking her, where's her home here in Denver? Because she told me she had a home here in Denver. Her brother's in politics. And I know she's a big Bronco fan. So of course we always talk about the Broncos. Go Broncos. And then, gosh, it's hard for me to scroll on this, and I'm so sorry. So September 21st. Wait, hold on. I said this. Oh, she said, I have to go back. Sorry. She said something to me here. I am watching your workout progress, and it's awesome. So she had been seeing things that I posted. So she's the one who kind of brought that up. So when I responded back to her, I did say, thanks for your kind words about my kids. Felipe turned 6. Thanks too for your comment about my fitness stuff. I love, love, love it. Did you know that I host online health accountability groups? I've got to do this quickly, so keep your time. It's super fun way for like-minded women to have some accountability and motivation for working out and eating healthily. Then I just changed the subject. I'm not asking her here. I just said, hey, this is something I do. Go Broncos, right? And then she responds what she's doing. Tell me more about your online accountability groups. My biggest thing is getting to the gym, right? And she has a friend that held her accountable. So then she told me about her brother. Tell me more about your accountability group. Sorry, September 10/10. So I'm going to go down to 10/10. Where are we? Okay. So I validated her here. It's true when you have an accountability partner, you're so much more likely to follow through and be successful. I told her a little bit about my story, right? My Beachbody story. When I wanted to lose the post-pregnancy weight, and I've now lost 55 pounds. I'm in better shape now than I ever have been. I work out with Team Beachbody programs and Shakeology. Have you ever heard of them? Blah, blah, blah. Then I again, of course, finish about Go Broncos. She says, I've heard of some of the P90X series, but wasn't aware of its affiliation with Beachbody. I'd be interested in accountability groups. So I don't really have any excuses. So I have time and space to do what I need to. Okay. So I said to her, my next accountability group starts on Monday, October 19th. It's a group where I'm looking for women interested in trying out 21 Day Fix or Fix Extreme. Have you heard of these? What would you say is your primary health fitness goal? So I'm asking her a question about what is her goal? What does she want? And then I said, if I send you a video clip about them, would you be interested in watching them to learn more? She said, yeah, I've seen those. Sure, I'd watch them. So here I go. I send her the videos. I kind of explain more about what the difference between the extreme and the regular. She says, here's her objection, if you will. Cost is my number one concern, which you hear all the time. And how do I incorporate these workouts into what I already do? I swim once a week, I ride twice a week, and I also do yoga. So I go and I talk to her. Okay, I'm still asking her questions, getting to know her about, like, where's your house in Denver? Okay, your primary goal is to eat healthier and lose some weight. I asked her, what's a typical day of eating look like for you? And just kind of asked her, what do you know about Shakeology? And I said, my nutrition, when I got my nutrition in alignment is when I started seeing results, kind of thing. So, let me see, 10/11, good morning. There was a couple groups that I wanted to show her. Okay, on 10/17, yes. So here's the follow-up. So I talked to her about it, about this accountability group, to see if she's interested, looking forward to hearing from her. I didn't hear back from her. So I follow up. This is huge too, and this can be a whole nother topic of conversation about following up. I said, I'm working on creating the accountability group. I'd love to include you in it. I have a couple spots available. I said this, even if you're not ready to commit to a program at this time, maybe you might like to participate just to see how my accountability groups work. Although I'm confident that the 21 Day Fix programs and Shakeology would support you beautifully with your goal of eating healthier and weight loss. So I am offering her something of value. I am not saying, you got to buy 21 Day Fix if you want to be in my group. No, I'm like, hey, I can tell you maybe a little, like you have a little bit of reservation. So you can be in my group. And she says, yeah, I would like to participate. So she responds back, right, in an observatory role. She talks a little bit more about her nutrition. I said, awesome. All I ask, so here's the deal. Our coaching is always free, and that's the value, right? We're supporting people. But in the end, it is a business. So I don't want to put her into one of my groups unless she's connected to me on my team. So that means that later, if she decides she wants to get a program, she's already connected to me, and I get the credit for her purchase. So all I ask is that you sign up for a free Beachbody membership on my team. Would you mind doing that? It just means I have your contact info, and if you ever consider getting something in the future, you'd already be connected to my team. I might not even say this, and I would receive credit for any orders. I kind of, I've learned to, but I do still expect people at least have a free membership. So I show her how to do it. I said, awesome, thanks so much. I saw you join my team. I put her in the Happy Healthy Holidays group, and I kept in touch. Now, during that group, she didn't respond a lot. She was just watching. I sent her a couple voice messages, probably asking, how are you liking it? I got your message. I have been reading the posts. I've been thinking of where I can do workouts. So notice this conversation has gone. We started this conversation back in May or even September. And now it's, now it's November, so it's not even that far ahead. But anyway, if you think about it, I started in May. We're still talking, and she still hasn't purchased anything. But here we go. Letitia goes. We're talking about Broncos again. She went to the KC game. My biggest reservation is doing a program every day. So I again, asking her, that's right. Here's the follow-up. Going back here. I'm asking, follow-up, are you still thinking you'd like to try 21 Day Fix? I don't hear from her, so I follow up again. And here's what I ask. Tell me what would be your biggest reservation with committing to a new exercise program. Are you excited about the idea of something new, or does it scare you more? So she comes back and says, my biggest reservation is just doing a program every day. Again, it's just asking questions to find out more about who they are, what's the holdup, or what's the challenge. Here we go. I tell her more about the 21 Day Fix. She said, yep, let's commit to the group, and I'll do 21 Day Fix. So I'm excited. I send her the information of how to order it. And then again, here's a key. I wanted to let you know that that if you don't like the Shakeology and 21 Day Fix, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. I'm going to wrap this up because I'm going over time. that's important, so that, you know, it's not something I start with. I never just start with, hey, get this program, and then like, oh, by the way, if you don't like it. No, it's like after a lot of conversations, and she said, yes, she wants it. I let her know about that. And finally, she gets back to me, she joins another group, and kind of the rest is history with Letitia, because she has now been working out on Beachbody On Demand. She tried Insanity. She went and did PIO. She even loaned her 21-day fix to a friend. And so she's already doing the job of a coach, just helping others naturally. And she then did Hammer and Chisel. I think she's still doing Hammer and Chisel. She did the Health Vet group. So I just wanted to quick show you that that example, because if you can see that, like, we started that conversation. So if you think about it, May 1st is when we started the conversation, and she didn't really go and purchase anything until November. And so, and that's actually kind of quick. Sometimes people, I've been talking to people for a couple of years and they still haven't committed to something because it's not, the time is not right for them. So that's basically it. I hope that wasn't too overwhelming. But basically, again, you're just connecting with people. You're staying connected in people's lives. You're staying present. You're asking about people. You're getting to know more people. And since nobody else is on this call at the moment, we don't have any questions. Let me see. Yeah, it's just me. So there you go. I will post this in Team Golden. If you have questions after you watch it, of course, comment with that, or call me, send me a message. And I hope you found that helpful. I will talk to you soon. Let me see. Bye.